Illinois is set to receive billions of dollars from the federal infrastructure bill President Joe Biden signed into law late last year. But the law does more than allocate money for road and construction projects. Among other things, it's set to change the types of cars you'll drive. Amanda Vinicky joins us now with more of that.
Yeah, Paris, changing the types of cars that you and I drive. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that this is about a move to electric and hybrid vehicles. And in fact, the infrastructure law does put the U.S. on that path. But we're talking about a different provision tonight. This is one that will, in a handful of years, require all newly manufactured vehicles be equipped with technology that monitors for drunk and impaired driving.
What it would do is to be able to detect the things that are common to drunk and impaired drivers, eye movement, lane crossings, that would automatically either stop or move the car off the road. It also could include requiring, before even starting a car, a breathalyzer test.
Just how it will work is not yet determined, and actually that technology might not even yet exist. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has a few years to come up with minimum standards, and then auto manufacturers have another couple of years to roll out the technology. The key is that it has to be passive, as in a driver won't have to do anything, it'll be automatic.
As the auto industry goes toward autonomous vehicles and they're testing vehicles without steering wheels, right? Driverless cars, they're talking about going all electric. This is doable. You know, this industry has some of the best and the brightest engineers in the world, thousands of them working on solutions to all kinds of problems. And, why not safety?
This is personal for Sheila Lockwood of McHenry. In 2018, her son Austin was killed by a drunk driver just weeks after his 23rd birthday.
I never want another family to have to go through what we've been through. Losing Austin destroyed our lives.
She says that increasing penalties for drunk driving may punish, it may give families like her some solace, it may work as a deterrent. But Lockwood says preventing impaired people from driving will save lives.
Austin would still be here if that technology would have been on that vehicle. Austin, that vehicle never would have started. The person that murdered my son, and that's the way I look at it, because I do feel that it's preventable. I would pay for everybody to have this technology if I could get my son back,
But the ACLU's Jay Stanley is raising privacy concerns. He says that modern cars are basically computers on wheels as is. They spy on their owners, sending data back to car manufacturers that can then be sent to data brokers who sell the information.
Modern cars are collecting information from the performance of the car itself, to your location, to information from your entertainment system when you connect your phone to it. Even things like the weight of the driver and things like that are collected by modern cars.
Happens, he asks, when cars begin to collect data from passive impairment device systems.
If it's intimate physiological information about our bodies, potentially including your heart rate, your breathing rate, who knows how else this is going to work, that would be a big privacy issue because that could reveal a lot of health conditions that people might have and so forth.
At this point, the law does not stipulate anything when it comes to privacy in either direction. I asked Kathy Chase, who's head of Advocates for Highway and Auto Safety, to respond to these privacy concerns.
Keep also in mind that you're on public roadways and you're sharing the road. It's not just, I've decided to glance at a text. You're on the roadways with everyone, imperiling everyone else. So you don't have the heightened expectation of privacy that one would in their own home, for example, because you're out on a public roadway.
She, as well as advocates from MAD, say that the objective is not to collect forensic data, rather it's to prevent crashes from happening in the first place. They say once implemented in full, this could save more than 9,000 lives a year. The ACLU's Jay Stanley says that there should be a way to meet in the middle to protect privacy while also using more of this technology to save lives. He says the ACLU will be fighting for those terms to be spelled out. For instance, requiring law enforcement to have to obtain a warrant in order to access data from these detectors. Now, the earliest that the impairment systems will be in all new cars, the earliest would be 2026. It could take longer. Other safety provisions that are also included in the infrastructure law could be rolled out first. For example, cars will have to all come with automatic emergency braking systems that are already included with many luxury vehicles.
Automatic emergency braking can address numerous issues, including impairment, distraction, drowsy driving, because what happens is the car's braking system takes over and sends an alert, and then if the driver doesn't react, the car actually brakes for you. So that's why we're pushing so hard for these systems to get into cars as soon as possible. Every family deserves the safest braking system at a minimum.
Newly manufactured vehicles also will soon have to have another system that's common in more high-priced luxury vehicles, and that is an alert that goes off if a child or a car is perhaps, or a child or a pet, that is inadvertently left in a hot car. With that, Paris, back to you.
All right, a lot of changes on the way. Thanks, Amanda.